What are some really weird subreddits? Bread taped to trees used to be a parody of bread stapled to trees. But now it's furry porn. One question. How? I'm pretty sure I heard about a group of people who would go around changing different smaller subreddit into furry porn subreddits. This is the natural progression of things. Life finds a way. Not exactly a weird subreddit. But Tim and Tom, two tiny subs that are almost identical, are having a war right now. War? Explain. Usually it's people from one subreddit posting things about how theirs is superior on the enemy's subreddit. Not as bizarre as other subs posted. But deep into YouTube has some good content. And it's casual enough I can watch it at work. Most of the time. But I've occasionally come across some truly bizarre, creepy shiz on that sub. Like, shiz that wouldn't get you in trouble at work. But if you were caught, coworkers would definitely look at you sideways from then on. There was one subreddit which is banned a fight where a guy started a cult by making people believe that DMT cures cancer. He gave away lots and lots Reddit gifts and money too. Weird times. He was also active in teenagers for some reason. Any idea what happened to him? I think we all know what that reason is. And it probably informs us as to what happened to him. Cattlemoism. Chris Cattlemoe ran out of money and was finally banned from Reddit after Reddit turned a blind eye to his bullshit because he paid them over $100K through gilding posts. Like thousands of posts, his followers began to stop receiving handouts and started calling him on his bullshit theories as well. He believed he was a god. DMT cures cancer. And chemo is torture. He had a lot of money at one point and he is still around on the internet. Barely Sociable covers this really well. Anti-vaccine is a fake subreddit containing nothing about vaccines at all and instead is entirely consisting of videos of remixes of the Quad City DJ's hit Space Jam. It has been quarantined anyway by an inept admin. You, spares, do something about this. LMAO, they quarantine an obviously satirical joke sub making fun of anti-vaxxers. But heroin is still up and glorifying the use of something that literally kills you. Admins are complete idiots. Welcome to Reddit, where the rules are made up and the points don't matter. OMG. Just spent 20 min scrolling through that sub. Now I need a bath of the mind. Ank memes. It's a meme page dedicated to Ankylosaurus themed memes. Joined. That's my favorite dinosaur. I found that subreddit when I forgot the D in dank memes. That is exactly why it was created. Alzheimer's group. It's a bunch of people posting the same Garfield comic strip talking about how funny it is. So funny. John Cena and potato salad. They're only weird because their content is related to the other subreddit, for example pictures of potato salads on John Cena, but it's worth it. On that note, there is a similar thing going on with trees and marijuana enthusiasts. And on April Fools they switch purposes. Does anybody remember a subreddit that came about from the result of a post on Am I the Asshole? The post was about this guy who worked at Walmart or something and he had a crush on his coworker and his supervisor was really a nice guy who made a barbecue at work for everybody once. And was convinced the supervisor was a pedophile and that his barbecue sucked. But everybody decided he was indeed the asshole and they made a sub about how good this guy was at making barbecue. Anybody remember that? Surprised nobody mentioned r-fedlegs yet. I've been on the internet a lot. I've seen the weird, surreal and the transparently pornographic. But that sub is easily one of the more bizarre things I've seen in recent years. Bravo. Fear me open in old Reddit. Oh shiz, some of that stuff is genuinely creepy. Like much creepier than creepy. I'm surprised no one's said it yet. Havawemit, it's really bizarre. Bizarre, Lower Duck Pond is a perfectly friendly, average community. How dare you? This is probably Cheryl's son. He's always bad-mouthing something. I'm honestly not sure whether to be charmed or scared shitless. But you know me. Always dramatic. Have been since we were kids. Isn't that the one where everyone knows everyone? Of course. We've been neighbors for years. Of course we'll know each other. Anyway, how's your son doing, James? It's just a nice group of my old neighbors. What's strange about that? Honeyfuckers. I never would have thought on my own that bee fetish is a thing. But after couple minutes on that subreddit it seems so obvious. Rule 36 I think of the internet states. If it exists, it's somebody's fetish. Which ties into Rule 34. If it exists, there is pour of it. Which is then followed by 35. ~, if there isn't any. There will be. ~, apparently it's. If there isn't any. Make it. Really thought that would be people fucking honey in some form or another, and now I'm disappointed. Taxpayers. It is called the taxpayer because it's the position the government is most keen to when fucking us. Anal sex while standing on somebody's head. And don't step out of line now. Your FBI agent is probably taking notes right now. Chairs underwater. NSFW, there is not submerged fully in water, by the way, if you guys get confused. That's my favorite. Love when they're fully submerged. It's way more wholesome. Is basically from another dimension. Incomprehensible to the human mind. I got a Reddit ad for and I had no fucking idea what I was looking at. It was when I had just joined. I was scared. And intrigued at the same time. That looked like the new Bon Iver album. Why stop there? Intensifies. Real bees fake top hats. Like, why does this exist? It exists because top hats are glorious and even bees deserve to experience them. Because birds with arms didn't have enough bees. Or top hats. Flex biceps top hat. Fourth world problems. Fifth world problems. Sixth world problems. Seventh world problems. Take your pick. Can someone describe the basic premise of each one? I get that fourth world is very caveman-like. But what about the successive ones? Seventh is like a computer dystopian thing. Everyone needs to take their object, medicine, and listen to the entity, administration. Sixth is just confusing. Pretty sure it's just everyone typing in glitched text. Fifth world is a void, I'm pretty sure. Fourth is caveman. Fifth world problems is about the everyday problems of transcendence. It is also my favorite of them due to the magnificent shitpost potential. See these examples, they're great. Grandpa Joe hate. Frick Grandpa Joe. Why is it weird to hate literally the worst human ever conceived? Tendies. Basically a bunch of people role-playing morbidly obese, voluntarily celibate grown men that wear diapers and live in their mom's basement. Role-playing. Voluntarily. Based on the name. I was hoping it'd be a sub devoted to chicken tenders. Well, it kind of is. Just indirectly. Illness fakers. The premise is simple. It's posting things people post where it's obvious they're faking an illness. However, it seems like a huge portion of the sub is dedicated to posting all the content from a handful of people. To the point where it feels more like a group stalking. There's only a handful of approved people you can talk about on the sub without getting banned. You have to compile evidence and the mods have to accept it in order to post about someone. That's why it's always the same people. Other boards on the internet talk about fakers much more in depth and there's no hardcore restrictions like on that sub. I feel like this is the only one I've seen that hasn't been posted every time someone makes one of these weird subreddit posts, but it definitely deserves to be here the most. A lot of these other ones are just lol random subreddits, but this one has such a genuinely fucking bizarre intent behind its existence. Coming on figurines, NSFW. Don't go in there. It's not a joke subreddit. It's literally people doing that and taking pictures of it. That's why you never ever buy anime figures second-hand. Subreddit Simulator. A subreddit consisting entirely of bots making posts, commenting on posts, and replying to each other's comments. Ranges from uncanny to nonsensical. Subsimulator GPT-2 is the same but with a more advanced algorithm. They're discussing self-awareness already. Reading these posts is like a simulation of having a stroke. Kinda hilarious though. The sub used to hit the front page with its craziness. This one is hilarious. Clicks on it, first thread is, damn, quality shitposting right there.